Healthcare and technology. Now, these two proved to be crucial in fighting a health crisis like the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, just recently, leaders from the Philippines and India came together to discuss ways on how to further improve the services of the healthcare sector in both countries through the medical technology market. Now, joining us to tell us more is Indian Ambassador to the Philippines, Shambhu Kumaran. Shabrabat. Good morning, Ambassador. Thanks for joining us. Now, the Embassy of India organized the India-Philippines Business Conference on Healthcare and Medical Cooperation last week. But before we go into the details, Ambassador, first let's talk about the current situation in both countries. I think we're on very similar grounds. Where are India and the Philippines in terms of healthcare technology?
Well, I think, as you rightly said, we are working in a roughly similar framework where we do have the challenges of the pandemic have been largely overcome, very strong, robust vaccination numbers. And looking ahead, I think the idea is to try and create capabilities and through partnership.
I see. Now, what were some of the ideas, issues that came to be discussed during this conference?
One of the things that became very evident during the pandemic was the need to have redundancy in supply chains. There was a stage when you found that you did not have essential medical supplies, whether it be in terms of medicines or other medical devices, diagnostic kits, protective equipment. So a range of products, there was a degree of vulnerability. And I think the idea is that as and when there is a similar situation, hopefully there isn't one, but as and when there is one, we are better prepared for it.
Right. Now, how can India and the Philippines mutually gain from collaborating in the healthcare and health technology sector? What would you say are some of the areas of growth? Telemedicine, digital medicine, if that's a term, seem to be areas of growth, product manufacturing and such. What were some of the concrete leads identified during the conference?
The conference was structured broadly around three themes. Firstly, of course, we spoke about healthcare and healthcare services. We had a thematic discussion on pharmaceuticals. And the third theme was on medical devices. And across these three spaces, of course, on pharmaceuticals, India is one of the world's leading manufacturers of pharmaceutical products and vaccines. And obviously there, the interest was to try and see how we could cooperate better. And there was interest from the Philippines in terms of enhancing some local manufacturing capacity. In terms of medical devices, I think the basic objective was to try and see if we could collaborate better in terms of looking at generating alternative sources of supply. And on healthcare services, as you rightly said, there's been an enormous amount of dynamism in India in the health tech sector with a lot of startups coming into the space. And the Philippines also has a lot of young and interested companies. So the idea is to try and link our startup and tech ecosystems. Digital health, as you said, telemedicine are all part of that process.
Ambassador, why do you think it is that we have this great synergy and this great connection? Is it similar cultures, geography, and what are perhaps some of the areas apart from healthcare where there's a good scope in collaboration?
Well, India and the Philippines are very similar profiles. We're both vibrant democracies. At the same time, we have large sections of our population that require to have affordable, accessible, and quality healthcare. And the idea is that, of course, India has made comparatively faster progress in this area, but by sharing experiences and discussing our common challenges and concerns, we're able to create synergies between what is happening in the Philippines and the developments that are happening very rapidly in India. So I felt that there was enormous interest in the part of the Philippines private sector in particular to have a deeper engagement and to try and look at pathways, whether it be trading arrangements, investments, or in terms of technology partnerships.
All right. Well, perhaps on the theme of deeper cooperation and deeper connections, perhaps I can shift gears a little bit here. As restrictions ease, Ambassador, is India now open to Filipino travelers? Can we consider perhaps travel to India?
India has been fully open for visitors since last November. We've actually been issuing tourist visas, and just on the 27th, we have opened scheduled commercial flights. So India is fully open, and we are welcoming Filipino travelers to explore India's rich diversity of culture, our civilizational heritage, and beautiful natural wonders of India. So we're waiting for Filipino tourists with open arms.
All right. Well, on that note, here's to greater cooperation, be it business or leisure, as we're pointing out here. Thank you to Indian Ambassador to the Philippines, Shambhu Kumaran. Thank you so much.